Okay, and welcome to another video. This is a 2-on-2 battle. As you can see here, I am joined by my battle brother, DSO Cute Fat Ninja. And I see we are fighting, I don't know the names, it's still up. That guy. And just sort of here with the beginnings. As you can see here, Fat Ninja has some bandits sitting down on the morale point, which gets us quite early morale boost to that advantage there. And over upon this side, I can see on to my right, I have my mounted gunners, which I try and use to get around things like the general, etc. As you can see already, as you can see here, Fat Ninja is securing the high ground upon this hill here, while his opposition, the guy he's against here, is coming up from the flank here with some guns. He's bringing up quite a few guns across the side here to try and get rid of our Balkan range. And as you can see, the Friarman, he has a very strong melee force, and with only a few range units, so he attacks pretty fast upon this one. As you can see here, with Fat Ninja's bandits quite close in the group together, with the arrow fire which came across here from Kratos units, it did kill quite a few, but he forced them back here, as you can see, managed to do there. In the meantime, I have my archers firing upon the Katana Samurai, which is now quite full up. Katana Samurai has a fair amount of armor though, so though we are doing casualties, it won't be as major as it would be otherwise. Back inside the seat, I got my mounted gunners, tried to get them to set up some gunfire here. That failed because it takes a short while to set up. But as you can see, as they're moving across here, my Matchlock Ashigai managed to get some shots off. Over back on Fat Ninja's side, as you can see his guns are charging up. Fat Ninja's responding by sending up his gun just to come right across here and start up his gunfire. Well, back over my side, as you can see, they are now charging into my lines. I try and get the old pop shot off. I try to move them back, but they do clip a few. But my line sword Ashigai managed to catch up and engage into melee. And then I got the spears as reinforcements. As you can see here, that his guys now getting fiery reinforcements. And my Matchlock Ashigai here are starting to waver, and I do believe they rout soon. Alright, jumping back over onto Fat Ninja's side, as you can see that he has managed to push back this unit here, and with his bow warrior monks here giving him additional support, my apologies, against some of his gun units here. Back on the side, as I just briefly moved my general upon this side to stop these guys from routing. Now they are coming up in a full push, but I'm now putting back my guns, so my spears will be another bulk. And you can see I've already got my archers down upon this side here, so they're behind my line carrying firing here. And as you can see, I did move my mounted gunners. Originally they did have their general upon this side to try and get up behind, but that didn't play too well. I can see the barrage of my heavy gunners here doing the odd morale shock against these guys upon the side flank here, and doing some heavy damage in the meantime. As you can see here, heavy melee combat, plus my guns and my archers lining up for additional support. I did pull back my spirit units for this one, so I get around and hit them. And as you can see, I've got my bow units hiring their general to hopefully do as much damage as I can upon them. Alright, back over onto Fat Ninja's side. As you can see, some of his opposing forces managed to get up behind him upon this side here. Some fighting happening on the ledge. These are quite highly ranked, they're Dachai, and they're against the monks there. No, Dachai, I think, should win this due to the sword infantry, and they got quite a high melee attack rating. And I can see that they've got their general into a stand and fight formation with the guns aiding into the shock here on the fight. As you can see here, Fat Ninja has noticed that he's got some units pushing up, so he pulls down into his troops. He tries to protect some of his men here, but as you can see, he doesn't have enough men and manages to get his men pushed into the side here. Though he has used his warcry ability, as you can see there, which does shock their morale slightly, but they are still being slightly affected by... oh, sorry, my finger's wrong. They are still being affected by their rally general ability at the meantime. Alright, if I go back onto my side, which is held briefly, as you can see, I've hit my formation down to stand and fight. I still have a solid set of archers left, which I do pull across to the flank here and try and aid Fat Ninja if he wants to try and pull back. Also, I can see I've got some guns there engaged into melee, which were not the best idea. I do try and pull them back, but it doesn't work so well. And I bring on my heavy gunners here to just try and round up these last few of the morale shocks, just to try and get these out of the battle so I can go up in a fat ninja. I can see some melee broken out here. Stats wise, my guys should hold against this, and as you can see I bring out some archers as well, just to get some extra men dead. As you see, I routed the small unit back on this side here. Over on this side, as you can see, that Fat Ninja's opposition has now got some matchlock Ashgar up behind their lines. And as you can see here, Fat Ninja seems to be pretty surrounded and is forced to use his archers to engage into melee there. So I have some men here with increasing rally, so they can take some casualties to the last man standing, and the same with it. Just his men slightly fatigued, so their combat effectiveness won't be quite as good as it would be in battle compared to Fat Ninja's troops. But with the amount of men that he has fighting, as you can see there, Fat Ninja just responded with the Inspire upon that unit for them to hold a little bit more. Since everyone just got flanked by Master units, but as you can see here, Fat Ninja has troops hanging on by the grit of their teeth, but will slowly demolish. But as you can see here, he just starts to pull back his general to try and keep that one alive at least. And in the meantime, as you can see, I've managed to finish off this army here, and I am bringing some of my Nagayasa samurai up on the side here to capture this bit here. And since they've got a heavy armor rating, I wasn't too worried about being shot by their archers, so I forced to charge up, as you can see here. But they do pull back, and I didn't want to carry on the push. Instead, I do eventually pull back here and keep one unit just to capture this supply line. Okay, and you can see I've got to be careful with down here on the mini-map. I know they got some matchlock. I thought it was their fire cavalry. There you go. Their fire cavalry is now coming down on the side flank here. And you can see if the ralliance is gone. But he held quite well. And as you can see, these are now very heavily fatigued after running across the battlefield fighting, and then had to run again. Same with my here, they are starting getting fatigued after the battle and the marching. 7 men up here, so it's very loose formation, stretch them out as much as I can. Shouldn't take too much damage from archers if they did start firing. While I pull these guys back, and then I bring them across here just to save them from any casualties. Okay, as you can see that we are forced upon this hill here. I do bring my guns just to cover my left flank slightly, since I did see their fire cavalry in case they did try a side hit upon my archers / guns. People do tend like to do that. And as you can see that he is now mobilizing up to the left. Back upon my right here, my guys are now starting to come here. I put them out of these formation again, try and give them a little rest up. We are no real threat of being shot at. I do have gun superiority, but with his bow warrior monks here and some bow samurai, he does have range advantage over them. And my guys at this time have little to none ammo. Alright, and as you can see, he's now got his fire cavalry right down to the base there. I have to be ever watchful of that. Still got Sam's general nearby as well, which will provide additional morale, which is always very handy in these time of need. Alright, as you can see, I'm sort of just resting my units for the second, apart from these guys here, which are now, as you can see, my monks were out of ammo, so I'd got them over here to capture which is an archery dojo, and if I keep them in the circle, they'll slowly replenish as well. That was always good to keep on. I'm moving this unit here, which means he is moving his fire cavalry up slightly behind us. We're going to be ever watchful for our generals as well upon this. I can see I wouldn't say I'm on the high ground, he's got more ground than I. Though, since I do have quite a vast number, I'm not yet to pull back, and I didn't want to mess up all my lines in case if I did that, he did a sudden charge down this hill here, or use the cavalry there as an advantage since I'm unready. But as you can see, I'm just setting my men up here just to give some cover to these archers from the cavalry in case they try to come around while I'm replenishing some ammo. Still got my unit here capturing that one. As you can see up top right there, we have managed to hold it. And some arrow fire started now, but as I said before, with their armor rating, since they're automation, they should take very little casualties just through that minor arrow. Alright, as you see, they are moving their fire cavalry up slightly more, up upon the cover of these trees here, which, as you can see, forced me to move my guns once more. Alright, I'm using guns here because with this amount of gun units, they'll do heavy damage supply against the cavalry if they do decide to charge, and I do need some melee bulk upon this side since they do have a lot more. Yeah, they have a bit more men than I on this. And here he is starting to skirmish me slightly with his arrows against my Ashigaru matchlock there. Missing currently, but they do take quite a bit of damage upon this, since I have no additional range units myself, since they're out of ammo and quite far away from the battle. And you see, I do pull back my heavy gunners because I don't want them targeting that after a while, and I do sort of reorganise my lines back slightly just to try and lure them forward, and if I do the additional charge, hopefully get the odd round off and at least return some of this fire here. As you can see, his units are now completely concealed within these trees, so I'm still keeping my ever watchful eye around here. I think Sam was more focused upon them, so I could focus more upon what we're doing up here. So credit to Sam, he did help me with that. Credit to Fat Ninja, my apologies. I can see he's moves off his bunk slightly, so I do pull back, my apologies. Push forward my matchlock to try and get the odd round off, but they were quite quick on this mark here, and they did pull back their guys before I managed to get to it. So I do retreat my men so they don't set up and fire again, so I have to force back, hopefully they force forward. They were smart on this, so they pushed their guns forward first and then their bows, so if I did try and march up for this, their guns will fire much, well, yeah, before mine, so they get the first shot.